Hey guys, before I get into explaining everything you need to know, I want to mention that everything used in this video will be linked in the description below the video. The first step is getting the correct NVIDIA driver. We're gonna need the latest NVIDIA driver 572.83. At the time of recording, 572.83 is the latest NVIDIA driver available. Newer driver versions may not work if you watch this at a later date. All you need to do is go to the NVIDIA page here, select all your hardware and click find. On this next page you can see all the driver versions. If you watch this at a later date and .83 is not showing up here, just click on view more versions and the .83 will be shown here. If you're doing a fresh install of drivers with DDU for example, it's important that you not install the NVIDIA app. The NVIDIA app, for whatever reason, makes this method of using DLAA not work. If you're already on driver 572.83, then you may need to remove the NVIDIA app if it's already installed. The second thing we need is the NVIDIA ProfileInspector. You can download the latest version from this GitHub page by clicking on the NVIDIA ProfileInspector zip down here. When you have this downloaded, you simply click on the exe and Inspector will open. Before we set up all the settings in the NVIDIA ProfileInspector, it's important to note that if you want to use DLAA in Tarkov Arena, you need to add the Tarkov Arena exe in your NVIDIA control panel like so. Go to the Manage 3D settings, go to Program settings. As you can see, my game already shows up, but if this is not the case for you, then click on Add, click Browse, and go to the drive you have it installed on. In my case it's the C drive, Battlestate Games, and go to the Escape from Tarkov Arena file and click on the exe and click Open, and now it's been added. You may need to click Apply on the bottom right. Alright, now that we have everything installed that we possibly need for this, you want to have ProfileInspector open. On the top left here, for the main game, you can just start typing escape and then you will click on Escape from Tarkov. Here you want to go down to the common section number 5, and as you can see here, I already have done this, but you can basically copy this. For the enable DLL override, you want to make sure that on is selected. The forced preset letter, we want to select K here. Forced quality level, we want to set to custom, and then the ratio is the big one. This dictates the scaling resolution. Now 100% is technically DLAA, but 100% will not work currently, so 99% is the closest we can get currently. Once you have these selected, make sure you click Apply Changes on the top. Now, if you want to make this work for Tarkov Arena, you want to go to the same path file as before where your arena is installed. So for me it's C drive, and then it already pops up, and then you want to follow the same steps as for the main game. DLSS overridden, preset K, custom, 99%. Click Apply Changes, and that's it. After setting up the ProfileInspector settings, we want to make sure we can check if this method actually works in game. In order to do this, we want to create a DLSS indicator that shows up in game. In order to do this, open your registry editor and go to the following path. As you can read on the top here: computer, local machine, software, NVIDIA Corporation, global, NGXCore. I will link this below so you can just copy paste it in here. Now that we're in here, you can just right click in an empty space, click on new, and add a DWORD 32-bit value. Make sure you label this correctly as ShowDlssIndicator. Now when you double click on it, we can modify the value data. Make sure you click on decimal and enter a value of 1024 and click OK. If you want to disable this indicator in game, you can simply double click on this, click on decimal again, and just enter 1 here and click OK. This will disable this indicator again. Now that we're in the game, you want to go to your settings and make sure that DLSS is set to quality and the DLSS preset is set to K. Now if we quickly jump in the hideout, on the bottom left you can see the indicator we added before. Now you can see two resolutions here. On the right side, you see my monitor's resolution, and that's also the resolution I've selected in the in-game settings. The resolution to the left of that, 2534 by 1425, that is based on that 99% setting we changed in ProfileInspector. If you see this, like I have in the indicator on the bottom left, you know everything is set up correctly. This video won't have a detailed comparison of visuals and performance, but I quickly want to show you the difference between TAA high and DLAA. So on the left here, we have TAA high, and on the right side we have DLAA. Now if I'm gonna zoom in a bit here on the top balcony, as you can see, DLAA does a way better job at rendering these railings, for example. And as we move over, if you look at the glass here, you can see DLAA renders it way better. And as we move over to the left, as you can see, the power lines in the air here and the crane is very blurry and badly rendered on TAA. But as soon as we move over to DLAA, everything is being rendered way nicer. The same for the building in the back here, where you can almost see no detailed windows, but as soon as we move over, the details will come back to life. Now this is kind of hard to show in a video because compression and all that, but the same goes for foliage. If you look at the bushes down here, it's kind of a blurry mess with TAA, but as soon as we move over to DLAA, everything becomes nice and clear. And this is the same for the trees. If you look at this tree in the back here, for example, it just becomes a bit blurry, and as soon as we move over to DLAA, everything starts to clear up. As I said, this comparison is kind of hard to show through a video, but hopefully this video was useful to you, and I'll see you in the next video.